Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to another Flossy Friday. It's been a week. It's been a week. I got a ton of progress done, not as much as I wanted, but I have gotten a fair amount done that I'm proud of how much I got done. The next couple of videos, kind of how like I said, 52 small changes isn't coming back for a few weeks because everything is just very overwhelming at the moment. These videos are going to be here. These aren't going anywhere, but I'm not going to be editing them at all with like the little side card that I know everyone loves. I love them too, but I'm not going to be editing them with that information until these trips for work are out of the way, because I just don't have time. I need to clean my house well enough to where like it doesn't look like a tornado went through it for the next 2 weeks this weekend. I have a wedding this weekend. I need to do 2 weeks worth of laundry and pack for this next week and get myself in a good position for the next week, which is going to be even crazier because I'm going to go, and as soon as I get back, I'm going to chunk out the dirty clothes and put in a new set of clean, work appropriate clothes, and then leave again for half a week. So I'm just in like, this weekend is like my panic mode weekend of like getting all the things on the to-do list done, or as many as possible that makes sense, for basically not being home for 2 weeks straight. And so that's kind of where I'm at in the mood. Like the mindset that I'm in right now is just kind of like, so much to do, but also, you know, I'm gonna stitch too. So what have I been up to since last weekend? So y'all know I've talked about it. I am like the Excel guru at my work, which today has gotten me into a new project that wasn't meant to be a project. It was just meant to be some like an afternoon of assistance. One of our favorite people didn't tell my boss all of the details about what kind of help they wanted me to give them, and they're gonna owe me really big. Really big. Really big. Anyways, I digress. But last weekend, I've talked about my Excel charts for my cross stitch that calculates like my whips, that calculates all of my projects and what's FFO'd and not FFO'd and all the percentages, what's active, what's current, what's my finish count. It's now 20, by the way, of the year. How many days it's taking me to work on different projects, because yes, I'm tracking that this year now too. I added pages, but I added another page because I'm a crazy person. I added all of the DMC colors, cotton, not pearl cottons, not the Eltoiles, not any of that, but all the variegateds, even the 4000s, which I have none of those. I need to invest in those because they're so pretty. And you know, you never know when you need something that looks like the Italian flag just on hand, right? You just don't. You just never know. So I do need to invest in all of the 4000s, but I have, between my double-sided boxes, I have 2 of them, and all now only 13.9 whips, or is it 38? Might be 39. I don't know. I have every single DMC color. I do. But they aren't always available in my boxes, and I don't always like searching for them. Also, if I am just in the need of one color and it's not for a whole lot, I will sometimes break down and just go buy another skein. That's why I have like 7 of certain colors, because that's how I used to buy my floss whenever I was first starting back as a cross stitcher in 2014. So I wanted to end that. So I did last weekend not get as much stitching time in on Saturday because I basically spent about 6 hours in a row going through both of my boxes, identifying how many skeins of which color, and also all of my over dyes that were in my box, and those are in a column called skeins available. And then I went through all of my whips except for, I forgot 3 of them because they were in the other room. I pulled everything from the other room, but I forgot 3 of them. They were kind of in a different spot, and it's because they're in like way bigger bags, and I just literally forgot about them. So I still have to put in those 3 and the colors that are pulled from my Haid. I need to put them in there, but I'm marking how many skeins are in there. So like even if there's 2 in the project right now, if there's only 1 whenever I put them back in the box, I'll calculate that. That's fine. I just want to know where colors are. That's literally it. So I spent all this time, I created this massive list and all of my overdyes are in it, and I actually have been loving it. So I went a little crazy last weekend by over organizing my stitchy life. Okay. I do have a finish and I have 3 FFOs, but they are kind of the same FFO. I have a new kitted up project, which I will show you the colors for. And then I have 2 more things that I worked on as soon as I got my finish. And I have a small little stack of goodies to show y'all. So let's start with, and then I'll talk about the map Sal at the end because I've made a decision on how I want to video that. Okay, let's start with what I kitted up because it'll give a hint as to what I finished. So I kitted up the autumn ABCs because that is the last in, it's not the official last in the series because there is needleworker ABCs, which I'm also going to do, which I still think I want to do the needleworker ABCs on this fabric. It's a little bit bigger because this one is a 28 count instead of a 32 count, but it will be like the perfect length and width for it. And I don't know when I'll ever have another piece that's this long and skinny that this would work really well for. So this is my piece, my new piece of Oaken, and this is the old piece. So a little different. Definitely different dye lot. It's not that far different, and the fact that these are seasonal, they won't be out at the same time, so I'm choosing to ignore it. My OCD self is furious, but I also didn't know whenever I got the first piece of Oaken what I was going to use it for. And this piece I bought to finish out this series, but I still haven't fully decided if I'm going to do needleworker on the other or not. I'm pretty convinced that I am, because then that'll leave me a really big chunk of this left. But I chose my own colors. I think I only went with 2 of the called for DMC conversions for this. So we have Ecru, which is a called for conversion, and 920, which is a called for conversion. And then all the other ones I picked for myself. So Ecru replaces Eggshell and 920 replaces Fallen Leaves. So then we have 437, which is replacing Sunkissed, which is like this scarecrow's face. I'm hoping that you can see all these. These like scream fall, y'all, so watch out. We have 721 replacing Pumpkin Harvest. And the reason why is because I just didn't like the other DMC conversions for the way this fabric coloring is. But I also wanted, like, the DMC conversion for this one was 402, and it was just like a very, It was a more browny orange and also very pale, in my opinion. And I wanted something more poppy. Let's see. We have 938 replacing Caterpillar. And these are all replacing the called for classic Colorworks. But like I said, these are the only two DMC called for conversions for these. The others I chose myself. Let's see. 400 for to replace roasted chestnut. I love these colors. Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow is kind of like a more palish green. I want to keep the really dark autumn colors, so I'm gonna say 500 for that. Blue Corn. I really liked 934. 934 is the called for conversion, but I didn't have enough of it. I really liked it, but I wanted it to be a little bit deeper, and I just didn't really have the best color for that necessarily, like that purpley, like blue flowered blue corn undertone. But I went with what I thought would be the next best thing, which is 826. So I really love that. And then the final one for Ye Old Gold is 680. So those are my new autumn colors, which would leave one to believe correctly that summer ABCs is a finish. So here's my 20th finish for the year. I'm so proud of that number. I'm like, I think Heather's like 5 ahead of me at this point now, but I know how she feels now. Man, a year of finishes is definitely where I'm heading with life. So here is my summer ABCs. Remember that as far as like pattern, I changed the colors in my palette. But as far as like actual pattern changes, the only thing that I changed was the A was supposed to be green and the rest was supposed to be the brighter pink, and I made the whole word apples green. So aside from just I picked my own colors, that's the only like pattern change that I made. So here it is, my summer ABCs. And this is going to be finished just like, oh, I missed one little spot. This O right here is supposed to be filled in with white. I just realized that. I never filled it in. Let me know down below if you think I should fill that in or not. I don't know. I don't know if I should or not. I kind of like it the way that it is. So I guess I accidentally made a second pattern change. That little bunny, so cute. But I will tell you, my favorite part are these little watermelons. They're so adorable. So that is it. My summer ABCs is done. They're going to be finished just like winter and spring ABCs. I don't know when that's going to get done in the next few weeks. We shall see. But as soon as I finished that, I started working on my Sunshine Trio by Citrovia because I'm so close to finishing this and I just want this to be done. I started this back in 2015 whenever the patterns were first released, and then she came out with a third one, and I was like, I can't have them on 2 separate fabrics because I had put the first 2 together. So I bought new, bigger Picture This Plus fabric. This is a 16 count, I'm pretty sure. I believe it might be 18. I'm pretty sure it's 16 though. I honestly don't remember off the top of my head right now. But I know that I've said it before in the past. I just can't remember right now. But and I took kind of like a motif out of the first pattern and made it a border that cohesively melded all 3 of the patterns. And I'm so close to finishing, you guys. So I have 2 colors left in the pattern. So far this week, I finished up the U, which is the last of the hot pink. So all I have left is this more maroony dark red color and the light baby pink. So the baby pink is inside of the word you. And in this banner, the top row I leave empty, and the bottom row of words inside of this banner get filled in with the baby pink. So my goal is to finish this weekend amongst all the other things, which I think is probably doable, because as soon as I'm done with this color, it's just fill in. And so that shouldn't be that bad. So I'm so close to finishing this, you guys, and hopefully that happens this week. And if it does, I can reveal the whole thing. I'm so excited. I posted a photo of this last night on Instagram, and Emma Congdon liked it. I still fangirl whenever designers like your photos. Like Diane of Little House Needleworks liked my finished photo, or she liked one of my in progress photos of my summer ABCs. I just think that's really cool. I still fangirl about that kind of stuff. But I'm so excited to have this done and then find the perfect way to finish it. I used to say framing it. I thought about stretching it over canvas and then framing it that way. I don't know. I may even make it a pillow. I do not know at this point how I want to finish this, but it's got to be epic, because I restarted this back in 2017, and I took so much time to make sure all the spacing for this like melded frame was perfect and fit perfectly in Excel. It took forever because I don't have a designer app, and I just love it so much. So I'm hoping that that will be a weekend finish. So hopefully next week I'll be showing that to you as a finish, because that would just be amazing. I got my 4th little gallery last night. They release on Thursdays, but I did not start it because I was just so immersed in my Citrovia piece. So I'm hoping that this weekend I finish the Citrovia my Sunshine Trio, but in reality it's 3 full patterns from Citrovia, but I call it my Sunshine Trio, and I gave it that hashtag for the fact that I put them all in one fabric. But I'm hoping that this weekend, with everything else, I can finish that and finish my mini gallery number 4. Which, before I show you my last whip, I will show you my 3 FFOs. So I bought a shadow box at Hobby Lobby, and I need to do a little bit of work on how they are in here, because they kind of hang up a little bit because they're on the plastic canvas. Let me hold you at an angle where you aren't inceptioning. But so what I did was I went through and I put gold around the border to give them frames, and then I bought a little package of these pearled covered short sticked pins, like sewing pins, specifically for this, because normally these come with white ones, and you can kind of see the white pearled ones in the container that it came with right there in the center. So that way the gold would be a little bit less obnoxious. And I also, then I cut them. So I did the gold and then I cut them, and then I hot glued black felt to the back of them, just to really make the colors pop even more being on that canvas. So I really love this. This is gonna hold all 12. I may not be able to do them like this all 12. I may have to like actually stack them on top of each other to fit all 12 in here. But I have seen what the first 10 look like, and they are gorgeous, and they're all women paintings. They're all paintings of women. And one of the last ones is my all-time favorite painting, Girl with a Pearl Earring, and I die. I feel like I might have seen it last week and already said that, but I have the pattern for number 4, so Getting number 4 done and in here would also be a goal for this weekend. I definitely want to have it done before I go out of town on Monday. So, but finding a better way to like make those, finding a better way to put those in there to where they don't like pop up a little bit would be ideal. But we'll see. I need to have more of them done so that way I know more of like the layout, and then I can really think of a more permanent solution. But I really love it because then it's going to look like a little miniature art gallery wall, which is exactly what I wanted. And so yeah, there's 3 little FFOs right there. Okay. The next one that I started working on, because I needed a new lunchtime work piece. I was gonna take this one with me to get it done even faster, and take it with me on Thursday and Friday for my lunch piece, because I finished Summer ABCs on Wednesday, so I pulled this back out Wednesday evening. So I've worked on this the last 2 evenings because I haven't worked on it yet today. But the last 2 days at lunch, I thought about taking that back and forth with me, but I decided, no, let's work on a different Stitcherovia that really needs some love and also needed a little bit of fixing. So if y'all saw my Instagram yesterday, I frogged out the little mistake down here, plus re-put this in and did a little bit more. And then today I got the flower down here outlined as well as the word love. So I get to move the hoop. So that way I can work on more of the black. So let's see. All that I have left on the top half is finishing up filling in these 2 banners, which we talked about before. And then everything else besides those 2 banners are finished on the first half. And so I just have the rest of this banner, the anchor, a flower, the mermaid, and 1 more flower right down here left to do, which it sounds like a lot and it kind of is, but once you have the black work done, filling in really doesn't take that long. I'm really loving this. So I'm going to move this to where I can work on this flower and a little bit more of the anchor, and then I'll do probably maybe 1 or 2 more moves before then I start filling it in. But I'm really hoping to work on this on my lunch breaks and stuff over the next like week, maybe 2, depending, to get this kind of going. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I had to get it back out because it deserved some love. It might get a little love over the weekend as well, because I had decided with my lunchtime stitch to try and put in an hour each day of the weekend as well, and kind of have like a weekend lunch stitch whenever I could to work on that. So we'll see, because I have a lot of big dreams and goals before I go out of town on Monday. Next week though, I'm going to be starting Quilting Bee. I'm going to take that with me on my work trip. And so I don't know if I'm going to work on it the whole week once I get back into town, but I'm definitely going to work on it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on my lunches and in the evenings after training to kind of like unwind. And while we're in the car driving to our training spot, I won't be able to stitch coming home because obviously it'll be dark outside. So I'm going to try and get as much stitching in on that as I can and see where I'm at with it whenever I get back, and what I want to continue stitching the end of next week going into leaving that weekend. But other than that, those are kind of like my plans. I want to finish my Stitcherovia Sunshine Trio. I want to finish Small Gallery number 4. I want to get a little bit more done on Be Inspired, or as much as I can. I want to start Quilting Bee. by the Blue Flower, and that's about it. I am going to be test stitching for somebody, and I received my first pattern. I'm waiting for the fabric in the mail, so it's coming from 123 Stitch, so I'll probably get it while I'm gone. So whenever I get back, I'll also need to start on that test stitch as well, and I won't be able to show it. So I'm gonna try to, because I work full time, I'm gonna try to give it 1 or 2 evenings a week, and then whenever it's closer to the due date, as needed, as much time as needed. So over the next month or so, you may also see a little bit of a drop of progress, because I don't know how quickly it's gonna go or not go, but I'm pretty excited to get to work on it. But yeah, so I'm waiting for the fabric to come in for that, and then I do need to incorporate that in with my own plans. So that'll be new for me, and I will be able to show it to y'all once the designer announces the pattern and releases it. So it'll be a little while before I can show it, but just know in the next few weeks, if you see less progress from me, it's not as much because I've been slacking. It's because I've been working on something that I can't really show. The other thing before we get into the small pile of haul is the map sale, the mysterious adventure. Sal? I don't know. It's the map sale by Ink Circles. I talked about it last week. What I think I'm gonna do is the releases for the different, like, your own adventure things come out in locus, or the grouping of them is loci. I think I'm gonna make a video per locus of picking the fabric, picking the threads, and rolling the dice and all that, and show my updates as we go throughout the locus releases of the map, whatever, the map sale by Ink Circles, and then whenever it's finally finished, I'll have like one final whatever, but they'll be kind of like, they'll be like little mini floss tubes that will be released somewhat after, around I'm honestly also thinking about releasing one like right before the next locus comes out, so it shows the progress from one locus to the next locus, if that makes sense. Anyways, the first locus comes out, which is the borders, on June 24th. So my first video of picking my fabrics and my threads will come out closer to the end of the month, and then the loci for the borders and the progress and the picking of all that stuff will come out closer to whenever the next locus is released. Does that make sense? I think that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm pretty excited about it, and I got some surprising results. I posted a poll on my Instagram of which fabric to pick, and everybody went with the tame version, but I also posted a poll in the map Facebook group, and majority of the people went outrageous. So I think I'm going to take the answers from both of the polls and average them out and see, and do it that way, like take the answers from both and see which one wins, and we'll see what happens. So anyways, I think that's what I'm going to do, because I think it'll be really fun to keep track of like the dice rolls and things like that, because I don't know, I think that kind of stuff is interesting. Okay, let's talk about this little mini haul. So I got my last pattern in from Cecilia's Samplers, which is the shop that Kyle recommended to me to be able to get, and they send. Like I had said, I had found a couple of patterns that I've seen other places, but you know, no pattern could travel alone. And then this one though, I really liked it because this is by Brenda Gervais, and this is older, I'm guessing. This is 2014, which isn't much older, but I guess it's just such a different style than what I guess I'm used to seeing of her now. But it's called Christmas Cottage, and I just love the feel of it. It's just so different from what I'm used to seeing from Brenda Gervais nowadays, or what I stitch from Brenda Gervais. And I just really, really liked it. It's the little pull lamb, like a little wooden like lamb on a wagon thing to like pull this cute little chair, the little sampler. I just loved it. I thought it was so interesting and simplistic, but beautiful. And I love the Santa. I think he's just so interesting. I love that his pants are not a traditional color, like matching of like the suit. I don't know if I'll keep it that way or not, but just like the brick fireplace, everything, it just looks so good. I really wanted it. That one was on back order still. So this is my last of my Cecilia samplers order. Finally came in. And I'm actually really excited. So I sometimes show like the freebies that come with like packages and stuff, and sometimes I don't, because sometimes they aren't really my cup of tea. But I've actually really been wanting this one. This is a Market 2019 release from the Blue Flower, and it's the Stitcher's Gonna Stitch free chart. This was folded up and in here with my order, and I was actually really excited whenever I saw that, because I think it was like, I don't know, it was like this in the package, and I was like, oh my god, that's the one I've been wanting. So it's kind of cute. Most of the ones that I get sent to me in different packages are like older patterns, which is totally fine with me because it's stuff that I never would have known about. But that one was really cool because it was such a new release, and I've actually been wanting to get my hands on it. Okay, so I made another purchase of like, I don't know when I'll get to them, but they're here. I have these kitted up for the series. So the next set of Scary Apothecary came out, so I had to have them because they're kitted. But this is Cackle lozenges. So cute. Coffin paint, which is so cute. Those little rollers and paintbrushes. And then my favorite cauldron cleaner with the little kitty cats. I'm so excited. So excited about this one. This one's my absolute favorite. I don't know, I might be a brat and make one of the cats white because I can, and also because my fabric has bats on it, so it'd be easy to make it stand out. But I don't know, we'll see. The other two that I got, and I got these from, this order is from Needle Case Goodies on Etsy. So I also got Country Cottage Needleworks My Country. I just thought this was really cute, simple, sweet, patriotic. I really loved the roses in the pattern, but I was just like, oh, that would be a semi-cute, quick, easy stitch. Don't know if I'm going to get to it this year, obviously, before the 4th of July, but yeah, I think it is really cute. And so it's just nice to have things in your repertoire. It can always be for next year. And I know that I bought the women's votes, the suffrage. Oh my god. I know that I bought the women's votes pattern from the Nashville release, but I kind of like this one better. I still have that one because I kind of still want to make like one of the little buttons. And I might still do the larger banner, but I really liked this one better. I really like this one better. This is Little House Needleworks Suffrage Act. I really like this one. So, I got this one. And this would look cute even if you left off Suffrage Act Proclaimed. I think that would look cute without the big like bold statement of what it stands for. We all know that that was the women's right to vote in America. So I don't know. I really like this one. I might leave that off I don't know. I really like this one. So I had to get it. So that is everything that I have to show you. I have some big plans and some big dreams for this month. But my goal for this month, I think, is I would love to get Be Inspired done. I would love to get a fair amount done on Quilting Bee. I really would. And I would love to finish Sunshine Trio and stay up to date with these because I have to. If you don't stay up to date with these, then you get kicked out of being able to stitch them in this like little test series. And I pulled some like a few other whips that are really close to being finished. So if I can stay on top of the test stitch and I finish Sunshine Trio and Be Inspired and I work more on Quilting Bee, I have another one that is pretty close to being finished. So it would be really fun to knock that one out. It's one of a series. It's the Laundry and Company series. I'm so close to finishing up the first one. I really should have made that my lunch stitch for this week because I probably could have finished it, to be quite honest. But Be Inspired was just calling my name because I knew that I needed to frog that section, and it just bothered me that I left something to be frogged and fixed. If I finish something else and I have room for it with the test stitching, keep that in mind. I want to try and get the first Laundry Co. finished so that way I can start the second one because I want to do the whole series. So, and they are a fast stitch if you just stitch it. That's the problem. It's just stitching it. And that sounds really bad, like to stitch it to start the next one, but it is a series. So I want to stitch it so I can start the next one. But so that way I can also get the first one off my whip list, right? In July, I have to focus on the test stitch to make sure that gets done by the end of the month. But I also really want to focus on my giant Harry Potter by Clouds Factory. I really want it done, and that's bottom line. I really want that one done. So probably, I know that we have a few more weeks because I also have the maps out starting at the end of the month too. So for July, as of right now, it's going to be the maps out and my test stitch and my giant Harry Potter. Those are going to be my 3 biggest priorities in July. If I can finish my giant Harry Potter, I would just be ecstatic because I started that back whenever it came out in 2015 with Davina, and she finished it in like 2 months. But she's like wicked fast with the needle. And it just looks so amazing, and I want mine to finally be done. And I have a good amount of it finished, but I really need to get in there and just do it, you know? So, there's that. That's a huge goal of mine, and it'd be great if it was during July, Harry's birthday month. So, there's that. Also, speaking of Harry Potter, let me know down below if you're a big fan of it. The Harry Potter Vans collab came out literally today at midnight this morning. I was still awake, obviously, and so I made a few purchases. I purchased a pair of Vans that was like off the shelf, and then I did some custom Vans. Let me know if you would want to see an unboxing of my Harry Potter Vans shoes, but the customs won't be here for 2 or 3 weeks, so let me know if y'all want to see that. I might do it anyways because I think it would make me happy, but let me know if y'all would be into that because it was so much fun to make them, and I'm like ecstatic, and I wish they were here already, but they take 2 to 3 weeks for customs. Whatever. So I'm gonna get them for July. Basically, they'll come in for July. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. We'll see where I'm at next week. Don't know. But anyways, yes, I'm losing my train of thought very quickly. This is longer than I was hoping, but I knew I had a lot to talk about. So I hope they all have a great stitchy week. Leave me some good stitchy vibes to get some of these things finished. Like I said, I'm really hoping to get gallery number 4 finished. If gallery number 5 is released this upcoming Thursday, hopefully I can have that one finished for next Friday's video, because that would be really great, because I have been able to stitch them in a single night, and I usually stitch them that Thursday that I get them. I just didn't last night because I wanted to work on Sunshine, but I'm hoping to have a fair amount of progress on a couple of things by next week. So wish me luck. And I'll wish y'all luck on whatever y'all are working on. If you want to let me know what that is, leave it down below, as well as like your Instagrams if I'm not already following you, because I would love to see what you're up to. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend and stitchy week, and hopefully you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off as much as I am. And I will see y'all next Friday. Bye, guys.